Hold on, we've almost got this. It's kind of glitching out because of what I'm trying to do. Hold on. Trying to shut the window off and it's not responding. That's great. There we go. Task ended. Now, let's try starting that again. This time with preferably less WTF. Okay. Let's just leave it like that. Okay. Now if I put this to full screen mode. Hold on. Configure. Just locked my mouse in here. What if I do the Kai Plus version? Is this a better version? I haven't used this in such a while. Hold on. This might be a better option. Yeah, this might actually be a better option. Hold on. Oh. What in the hell? Alright. Okay, I can actually click outside the window now. That's going to help me to adjust the screen size. Excellent. Okay. Now. get the discs in here. Hopefully. Maybe. We'll see. There we go. Disc 1 and drive 1. Disc 2 and drive 2. Now we hit reset. And hopefully this runs. Alright, everybody. Anybody want to take a guess what this is? Digital Devil Story, Megami Tensei. This is the version by Telnet, which is not the same as the Atlas series. Alright, so let's see if the game actually starts up, because I am using my arcade stick here. Oh, look at that! Game volume is much louder. Hold on. Something seems wrong with my controls, too. Well, what the hell? Well, that's not correct either. What the hell is going on? Okay, I guess I'm gonna restart. Hold on. Is that Gauntlet? It is not. Hold on. Let's try to get this to work, please. Oh, come on. Where's the window now? Alright, there we go. Huh. Alright, so let me look around here for a sec. Oh, F12's reset. That's useful to remember. Let me go into the configure real quick. Is there something I can do for my controls? Those seem to be audio settings. That's for the CD-ROM module. Oh, hold on. Stretch filter? Let me turn that off. Pretty sure I don't. Yeah. Okay, that already looks better. Now. This configuration option seems to be the only thing I can come up with for possibly messing with my controls, but all the options in here seem to be sound settings. It's the CD-ROM module. Yeah, none of this will do anything for that. I'm I'm not seeing an option to mess with my controls here. Okay. Worst comes to worst, I'll just switch controllers. Alright, I put both discs in. Let's see if this works. Alright. I could still stand to turn that down, honestly. Please don't mess up the entire emulation. You're so going to mess up the... Alright, we seem to be back. Alright. Trying this one more time. Alright, I'm just gonna hit the start button so we can get into this. Let me see here. Wizard. Hold on. Alright, yeah, so no diagonal movement. I must have been misremembering. Diagonal firing, as you can see, but no diagonal movement. So, yes, this is the very first Megami Tensei video game. Released, I think, literally a month before the Famicom game by Atlus. It is completely unrelated to those games. The only relation it has is that the original Famicom game and this are based off of the same novel. They're very different types of games, as you can already see. Like, you guys have been watching me play the original Megami Tensei, which doesn't look that different from a lot of the other old-school entries. It's a first-person dungeon crawler in the wizardry vein. Whereas this seems to be taking a bit more inspiration from Gauntlet. This was released on the, I believe this was released first on the MSX home computer, which is not the version we're playing right now, even though that has a full English translation. This is the PC-98 version, which is a very different, well, it's not very different, but it's the same basic game, but it looks a little nicer. The graphics are better. Alright, that's the demon summoning program. We want that. Ah, more slimes. Hold on. Item. There we go. So this one's a little hard to explain. I guess the best thing for me to start off is to kind of talk about the novel a bit. The original Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei novel was released, I want to say, 1986, 87, I forget the precise date. And it tells the story of a high school student named Akemi Nakajima, who is Oh, are we back? Okay, we're back. We're back. Alright, so he decides the best way to get it, oh me, Moosey, here running tests at my neighbor's house to see if I'll be able to stream while I'm here for the next 3 weeks. It seems like it's going well. Even though it occasionally has given out on me, we're still trucking along. Anyway, yes. So he decides the logical response to this bullying is to use his knowledge of computing and programming and his knowledge of the occult to create a program to summon a demon. And it ends up working in the original novel. He winds up contacting a demon that identifies itself as Loki, and he uses that demon to get revenge on the classmates who bullied him, Kyoko and Kondo, who he basically has a bunch of mind-possessed students, bum rush them and trample them to death. Although a teacher is also caught in the crossfire, which Nakajima is not particularly happy about. Gee, it's almost like getting a demon to do your dirty work for you was, not a great idea. But anyway, things keep going south. He still has to keep he has to keep acquiescing to Loki's demands. Loki likes having women brought to him to be used for, well... Anyway, this eventually comes to a head when the transfer student, Yumiko Shirasagi, comes across Nakajima's, work. Nakajima feels a weird connection to her and doesn't want to, use her as a sacrifice, even though Loki wants that. And eventually Loki is revealed to have been biding his time using aspects of Nakajima's program to help him manifest in the real world, which was his goal the whole time. And Loki winds up doing that. He uses the demon summoning program to actually manifest himself into reality, kills pretty much everybody in the school except for Nakajima and Yumiko, and not for lack of trying. And Nakajima is left to grapple with the fact that he has just unleashed a horrible evil upon the world, and that the only girl who even remotely tried to help him is currently dying in his arms. This is also about the part of the story where we discover that Yumiko and Akemi Nakajima are in fact reincarnations of the ancient deities Izanami and Izanagi. That's a whole thing with Japanese history that you're free to look up. Anyway, the novel goes on from there. Nakajima makes a trip to the burial site of the goddess Izanami. Yumiko is revived. They fight Loki. A demon known as Cerberus is involved, who doesn't really look like the Greek version of Cerberus because he lacks 3 heads, but regardless, he does assist them. And it carries on from there. The novel goes all sorts of crazy places, and I'm just recapping the first novel. This shit carried on for 2 more books, and then had a sequel series that carried on directly from it that carried on for 6 books. It goes absolutely insane places. There's a YouTube video by by a guy who goes by the name of Marsh. That is a great resource if you want to actually learn more about these. But anyway, that first book I just described is what this game and the NES Dungeon Crawler are based off of. They're licensed adaptations, and they take a lot of liberties. But the gist remains the same. Nakajima creates a demon summoning program to get back at bullies, and he, things go haywire, and he has to fix it. In both adaptations, he winds up in some sort of demonic maze he has to conquer. But other than that, the 2 games are almost completely different. There's no real demon summoning in this one like you would have in the Atlas Megami Tensei games. And hilarity ensues. Oh man, this stuff's crazy, man. Anyway. So yeah, this adaptation has nothing to do with the Atlas series, nothing to do with Shin Megami Tensei, nothing with any of that. This is just a licensed video game adaptation of the original Digital Devil Story book. And it takes its own liberties with what it's doing. I'm not planning to play a ton of this tonight. I would like to watch Cobra when she goes live with more Persona tonight. I think she's doing more Persona. Maybe she's not. I'll wait to see what she's doing. I'm also not intending to even remotely try to finish this because there is so much more I would have to do to actually try finishing this. I want to have the graph paper out for one thing. I would absolutely want the graph paper because this is a huge maze. This game is not linear, for the record. This might seem like a gauntlet style thing where we're just trying to work our way to the bottom and go through it. No, this game is extremely non-linear. There are several mazes, I forget how many, all laid out together in a pattern, patterned after the Tree of Life, like the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. I'll show you that when we get to a map room. That'll take a while, though. I also, if I were going to play this all the way through, I would need to have a sensor image prepared for when we rescue Yumiko with this particular version. This is released on the PC-98, and they did not have to censor anything. The MSX version doesn't have that to deal with, but the MSX version is... It's not terrible, but I vastly prefer playing this version. This version's way cooler. I love the way it looks, I love the way it sounds. Of course I love the way it sounds. In case none of you were aware, I actually made a cover of this song that's playing right now. It's actually one of my favorite songs I've ever made. That cover is absolutely one of the best songs I've ever worked on. Now, while the game is in Japanese, I do kind of know some of my way around it. So I'm not too worried about having to see the English parts. But I'd be lying if I said that I would prefer an English translation of this one. The MSX version does have an English patch. So if you want to play this game in English and try to figure it out for yourself, that's a way you can do that. Here, I'm just kind of playing this for the fun of it. I would like to do a full stream of it at some point, but that'll be a ways in the future when I've actually had some prep time and I'm not just screwing around. I think we're getting close to the, that thing is killing me. I think we're getting close to the next floor. There's another coin. I don't know what that is, but I want it. There we go, got the donut. But yeah, I wouldn't want the graph paper to like map this place out the way I would with a with like a dungeon crawler. The need of the graph paper here is just to make sure I have each of the floors laid out. We're currently on floor 6 of Malkuth. Hopefully I can get to at least 1 or 2 world changes for you guys to see. Because once you change your area, you get the option to use your computer, which will let you pull up the map, which I want to do to show you guys how the game's laid out. But yeah, there's no end to the maze. What you're here to do is to accomplish a series of tasks. These tasks being kill Loki, kill Set, rescue Yumiko, find Cerberus. In no particular order. Those are the things you have to do. You have to kill Set before you can get Yumiko, though. Which is good, because since I know I have to kill Set before I can get Yumiko, I know which part of the game I have to have my sensor up for. I forget exactly what the moon phase is doing in this version, because you can see the moon phase up there in the corner. I think it might just affect enemy, like, behavior or strength, but I'm not entirely sure. I might as well explain the rest of the things on the screen. So, starting in the upper left, you have the name of the area you're in and the floor you're on, and the moon phase, which I really like the way that's laid out. That's a really cool look. Below that, you have your status screen, which will tell you the name of enemies when they pop up on screen. It'll tell you when you're receiving damage, and it'll tell you when you picked up an item. There's some other things it might tell you. I forgot on top of my thing. Below that, you can see the current weapon you have equipped, which I have the sword, which is the base normal weapon, and the amount of money I picked up. The coins. Look like Koban coins to me. Flood Jerry. I forgot what they were called. Obviously supposed to be Flood Jelly, but that's still really funny. I believe we have picked up a new weapon. I'm not entirely sure. Ah! Get out of here, Flood Jerry. It's a dono, 2 donos. Second, checking my texts. Nothing important. Okay. I think the dog behind me is dreaming. Okay, that thing's trying to fly directly at my ass. That, taking damage. There we go. We can't move diagonally, but we can fire diagonally, so that's useful. I think this will lead me to the next area, but before I do that... There we go. I don't remember quite what that bar below there is. That might be the information bar, I'm not sure. And then on the other side of the screen, we have the Megami Tensei logo. That giant sign on the side of the screen is actually, it's telling you how your game's progressing. So right now we're still at the start. But once we rescue Cerberus and Yumiko, it'll change depending on who we have with us. Which is pretty good. I appreciate that. And then below that's our health. Which we gotta keep an eye on. We can upgrade our health. I think that's pretty obvious to see right there, but... Oh. Ah! There we go. Health. Always a good thing to have. This is probably obvious, but the money you want to pick up because you can find shops to spend it at. Another item. Bastard. Alright, I think we found the exit. Here we go. We even get a cutscene when we exit. Check this out. This is cool. Can't read a word what that says, but we're watching Cerberus and Loki face off here. I think that's pretty cool. Hold on, I'm gonna go check and see if the cat's back yet. Oh, lights are on back here. Ready to come back? Kiki. Did you have fun? Did you have fun while you were out? Are you happy? 'Cause I think we're done for the evening. Cat's back. Cat finally came back. And here you are trying to rub up against me all like, I'm a sweet baby kitty. You can't be mad at me. Yes, I can. Did you have fun on your little excursion outside? Yeah? I hope you did. Silly cat. Come here. Cat back since you worked on cars. Well, as you guys can see, the cat came back the very next day. Yeah, hold on. Say hi to the people, Kiki. Chill. Chill out. Hi. Hi. Hi, you. Did you have fun being out? Your paws are all muddy. Goober. Hold on. Get that out of you. Alright. Alright, let us continue with our excursion into hell. Oh, hey, look at that. We actually can do that. We're at level 4. We can go to the next thing, next map, item list, map, save game. Let's look at the map first. There you go, see? We started at the bottom there, that's Malkuth. Now, we're going to be in the next area, which connects to 3 further areas. The whole map is laid out as the Tree of Life. And there's a second map. There's a reverse map, a dark world, that we're going to have to traverse too. This is a big-ass game. All of these worlds are interconnected by the lines you see there. That is something you have to bear in mind. Yeah. It's a big game. So, yeah. Let's see. Item list. Let's see. I have 50 of those stars. I have the computer and the map. Okay, so I got the map. That's good. Save game. Hopefully this actually does something for me. I did not mean to hit that. Let's go back. Here we go. There we go. We got a little map of how this place is laid out. Kind of a nonsensical looking map. I have no clue if hitting the save game button does anything. Anyway, let's go to the next screen. Whoops. We don't need to see the cutscene again. We've already seen that. Alright. Next screen. Here we go. So now we're in Yesod. This is the second part of the game. And from here on, the game becomes extremely non-linear. Well, that was something shooting at me. Oi! Momo, huh? Interesting name for what appears to be a beetle. So this game's pretty clunky. I won't lie and tell you that's like a hidden gem you have to play. But I do like it. It's definitely... I can't think of too many games that are like outright Gauntlet clones. Maybe Dungeon Explorer on the PC Engine. That's a Gauntlet clone. But when it comes to Gauntlet clones, they tend to follow the formula of the original Gauntlet pretty closely. This one makes a full-blown maze you have to solve. It's pretty crazy. So lead me to floor 2, I believe. There we go. I didn't hit the proper transport spot. Whoop. Ah. Oh, this is great. I'm taking lots of hits. I'm about to die. Wasn't there a healing thing on this other floor? Hold on a sec. I'm pretty sure there was a healing item somewhere in this floor. Oh yeah, it's up here in the horde of monsters. One good thing to note is that I don't believe any enemies that... Oh, wait, nope. Did I just see him fire diagonally? Stop that. Stop that. Ah! And that's our first death. Dang it. Hold on, let's see if we can go back to the next spot. Please tell me the save game thing worked. No, we're all the way back to the start. I cannot say I quite understand how to save the game then. That's a lot of cereal. It's also pretty crazy to think about the fact that this was made by, the same people who made, made the Valis games, of all things. Ah, there's our demon summoning program. That will allow us to see the, Yep, see, now we can see the names of the enemies. I wonder why I couldn't save my game, though. Anyway, this one's pretty cool, but I will say I don't want to play it for all day. That would be pretty silly. That was just kind of me showing that off for the fun of it. What else could I do? I'm curious what else I could handle right now. It's pretty weird. Anyway. What do I have in here that could be fun? Oh, you know what could be fun, actually? Let's see if I can do any better at a run of Double Dragon 2 right now. That could be a lot of fun. I'm still in the lead on my, I'm still in the lead on the high score competition in Neon's server. I wonder if I can improve my score from the last time. Hold on. Gotta move this over here to the second screen so I can pay attention to chat. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Alright, let's see if I can improve upon my score from the last time. Alright? We're going for 1 credit clears only. Nothing else counts. Been a hot minute since I played this. Come on. Ah. Ow. There we go. Ah, come on. Oh, come on. You've got to be fucking kidding me. This is not going well. It's not what I meant to do, but whatever, I'll take it. We're running out of time anyway. Ow. Dang it. Oh, this is great. I have 10 seconds left to kill this boss. I'm not particularly happy about having to use the shovel to do that, but whatever. Alright, we took him out. Okay. It's not a bad start. Alright, now we take on a Bobo. Or Bolo. There we go. Come on. Come on. This is terrible. This is an absolutely pathetic run. And we're done. That's the end of that run. Nah, I can do better. I can definitely do better. go. I didn't want that. There we go. Okay, let's see here. Dang it. Get out, catch you next house session. Hey, no worries, Hobo. Hopefully I'll be seeing you around for the next few weeks. For now, I am gonna work on this Double Dragon run. It's turning out better so far, but that doesn't guarantee it'll stay good. Fuck. I tried to get fancy there. That's on me. Damn it. Oh, there goes my first life. That's no good. Damn it. Okay, there we go. Okay. One more. No, okay. This time, though. Oh my gosh. Well, that just happened. Okay, then. Fuck. Alright. This is our next big roadblock. Damn it. Oh, ho, ho, how about fucking not? Ah, here he comes. Damn it! Fuck. Oh, come on. Ugh. Fuck off. No! Damn it. That sucked. Man. That sucked. Alright. Let's try again. Oh, come on. What the hell? She duplicated it? Well, that's a glitch. And another guy carrying a third one. Something is wrong here. Oh, that's a full-blown glitch. He is not supposed to have that, and he is not supposed to... He isn't dropping it either. That's interesting. that is round 1 complete. Moving on to round 2. Ah, full health restore. Okay. That's a good run of the first stage. Excuse me. Ow. There we go. He's dead. Okay, next up. Linda. Come over here. Okay, next up the grenade, Linda. Grenadier, Linda. Looks like Cobra just went live, but I will have some time to raid. Okay. Continuing on. That could have been considerably cleaner, but I will take it. All right. This is not where I die. Come on. Fuck. This is where I die. Damn it. Nope, didn't beat my high score there. I'll have time to try again. Alright, I want to do one more thing before we wrap up for the night. Just for the fun of it. So I was talking about Ninja Gaiden earlier, I kind of wanted to do this. Alright. Alright, Ninja Gaiden. Ow. Man, you make some weird noises, parrot. Well. Dang it. One of the most famous death screens of all time right here. Oh man, just about time for me to wrap up. Which is cool. This was fun. There we go. Ah. Ah, this sucks. Hold on. I can do better than that. I can do much better than that. Just gotta remember, middle button's attack, this button's jump, and this button is my hang button. Awful. Nah, I'm just not feeling it. I think we're done for now. Alright. Well then. Switch over to the face cam mode. Alright. Well then, everybody. The test was successful. I think we will try to do some streams while I'm here watching the house. Seems like a smart idea to me. Anyways, I believe my friend Cobra just went live. She was at a theme park the past couple days with Grant. Looked like they were having a lot of fun. She was going to show off some stuff from that when she started her show, so we should get over there to see that. And she's going to play more Persona, which should be super fun. Anyways, I am going to get that raid started. And I will see you all later. We'll definitely be watching some movies in my server. I will be working on various things. Hopefully this is the start of some fun times here for a bit. So I will see you all around. Let me get this raid going and get us shut down. So, like I always say at the end of all of these shows and things I like to do, like it or not, I will be back next time. I left out a part there, but who cares? It's not like this show is a professional thing. This show is very unprofessional. You all know this by now. Let's get out of here, baby. I did this entire stream with the filter on. Oh my gosh. It's not supposed to sound like that. I'm an idiot sometimes. I really am. You're still here? It's over.